tomorrow's announcement, and all the details you need to know. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. All right, bright and early, right away tomorrow morning, we're going to be getting an important announcement and a new piece of economic data that is going to shape the future for the coming days, weeks, and the next few months, which is exactly why I want to describe all those details for you right here in the video and what this economic data is actually going to mean and what it means for all of us. So let's get into it and discuss what's going on here. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. And because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all these new announcements and new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, as things are changing very rapidly and we need to know how all this information is going to impact us going forward, which again is exactly what I want to describe for you here in this video. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward. And also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, let's get into it and talk about what's going on bright and early right away tomorrow morning, and what does this announcement mean for all of us, as things have been kind of nuts lately. And again, I want to break that down for you. All right, so right away tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, we're going to be getting the release of the CPI, Consumer Price Index. In other words, the inflation report for last month. Now, this is a very highly anticipated report that we need to watch because we know over the last year and a half or so, inflation has been through the roof, right? Now, as I've described in previous videos, inflation was above 8% for the vast majority of 2022, topping out at 9.1% in June of 2022. Now, to be fair, inflation has come down a little bit over the last couple months here, but not that much. In fact, the last report that we got out about a month ago for the previous month was sitting at 7.1%. Well, a lot of people were running around cheering and saying, oh, we did it, we brought down inflation. Really? Did you really bring it down? Because I'm not sure about you, but for the things that we're buying these days, prices are still very high. So I'm not sure where most people shop or where these people are shopping that actually, are running around in circles cheering and saying that we've done such a great job. I'm not sure which bubble they live in, but it's certainly not the bubble that the vast majority of Americans live in, because that is not the case for most people right now. Prices are still very high. In fact, I just came across a report a few days ago that showed global food prices in 2022 hit an all-time record high. Is that something we should be cheering about? No. So again, not really sure where they're coming up with this information, but this is just what they're saying. However, tomorrow morning, we will be getting this new inflation report for last month, and it's going to be giving us a glimpse into what's going on with inflation. Now remember, the report that we got a month ago was at 7.1%. Now the consensus right now is coming in about mid 6% range. Now again, I've seen numbers all across the board. I've seen 6.4%, I've seen 6.7%, I've seen 6.8, 6.9%, I've even seen a 7.3%. Well, we'll see, right? So this new number will be coming out right away in the morning, and it'll give us an idea of what's going on with inflation. Now, is that the end of the story? Not even close. Now, here's the thing. In about 2 weeks from right now, the Federal Reserve will be meeting yet again to determine what they're going to be doing with their interest rate policy. Now, obviously, through the vast majority of 2022, we saw several 75 basis point rate hikes. In fact, we saw 4 of them back to back, followed by at the end of the year, we saw a 50 basis point rate hike. And now this time, we anticipate another rate hike. How much? Well, we don't know. It could be 25 basis points if they want to tame things down, or likely it's going to be another 50 basis points. And we've also seen out of the minutes of the Federal Reserve, and we've seen out a lot of other data coming out, the Federal Reserve has full intentions to continue raising interest rates this year, and they do not see a pause or a pivot anytime relatively soon. So that just simply means the cost to borrow money for those of you and, all of us who are floating balances on credit cards right now, maybe taking out personal loans, maybe getting auto loans or opening up new mortgages or personal lines of credit or home equity line of credit, anything like this, it doesn't really matter what it is. It all has an interest rate tied to it, right? Well, it simply means that we're going to be paying more on all of these debt products that any of us have, right? Which again, making it more difficult and more difficult for all of us to continue to pay our bills on time and realistically pay our bills in full, which is anybody doing that these days? Is anybody paying a bill in full these days? Yeah, probably not, right? Yeah, that's what they're showing with these reports as well, is that most people are opening up more credit cards, and credit card debt is going up pretty substantially lately, up to $1 trillion of total credit card debt in this country. Is that because we just love buying stuff? No, it simply means that nobody has the money right now and we can't pay those credit cards down, which is why we're racking up so much more credit card debt right now. And again, I've covered that in other videos, but that's really what it's coming down to. But tomorrow morning and the report that we get is going to be very, very important because, number one, it's going to give us a glimpse into what's going on with inflation over the last month here. Now, here's the thing too. The report that we got out about a month ago, coming in at 7.1%, we saw that inflation came down on some things like used cars, airline tickets, gas, things like this. Now let me ask you, are you out there buying airline tickets every day or every week? If you are, let me know. And can I come with you? You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that. But my point is, are you out there buying used cars every week? No, most people aren't. I'm guessing you're probably not, right? So does it really matter that inflation has come down on used cars, airline tickets, and things like this? Not really. It's nice that gas prices have come down, as of the last report, but we all know that so far as of this year, so far, the last, couple weeks that this year has been in place here, gas prices are still going up yet again, right? However, we saw with the last inflation report about a month ago that food prices were still going up. In fact, food prices has gone up another 0.6% as of the last report. Well, we can anticipate yet again, food prices will likely be going up one more time in this report as well. So, as I talk about all the time, as we get these inflation reports, I will continue to dig through them and I will point out all the things that the Main Street America and the Main Street media is not telling you, right? Because do you turn on your TV and they say, look at this. Everything has gone down in price, but groceries are still going up. Have you ever heard your local news tell you that grocery prices are still going up? Probably not. They tell you about all these other things like, oh, prices have come down because that's what the inflation report is telling us. Really though? I think we need to look into the report before we can jump to conclusions and say, oh yeah, prices have come down. Really? Show me the numbers then, because again, like I said earlier, not sure where they're shopping, but where we are, prices are not coming down. It feels like every single week the bill goes up more and more and more. The prices these days are nuts, absolutely nuts. In fact, I was just having a conversation with my wife and actually her parents a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how all these prices that are going up right now, how so incredibly sad it is that so many people out there are struggling in such a big way. And I mean, seriously, to see these prices that continue to go up like this, and the people that are really being pinched right now, it's just getting harder and harder on literally everything. So, again, show me, people that are having these prices go down. I'm sure again tomorrow morning there'll be all these meatheads running around, saying, oh, prices have gone down. We're doing such a great job. Really? Okay, then I guess show us, because I'm not sure what world they live in, but the world that we live in, the real world, we're not really experiencing that. So anyway, maybe they can send some of their, fantasy land from their little bubble over to us, because it sure would be fun to live in that, right? So anyway, of course, I'll dig through that report as we get it tomorrow morning, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here and to see what this report comes in at. It's anybody's guess at this point. It could go down a bit. It could stay steady. It could, plateau, stabilize. We're not really sure what's going to happen here. The consensus is all across the board. So, there's really no point in speculating at this point. Literally, let's just wait, a few more hours and we'll get the official report that comes out and we'll see what actually happens here. But then again, we also have the issue of, are these numbers even accurately reported? Because, a lot of us here in the community, and I've seen it down below in the comment section many times before, saying, where do they come up with these numbers? Because these numbers are nowhere even near what real inflation and what real prices are actually doing in the real world. Again, in the real world that all of us live in, not in some fantasy land bubble that all of these other people apparently live in that, report these numbers and stuff like that. So anyway, of course, I'll continue to bring you the details, but this will be the latest CPI data release, the Consumer Price Index, otherwise known as the inflation report for last month, which was December. obviously. Right? So that's what we'll get. By the way, we get this report once per month. It usually comes out in about the middle of the month for the previous month, and that's exactly what we're getting this time as well. So anyway, I'm going to dig through it. If you can tell I'm a little bit fired up here, it's because I am, because I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, a couple days ago, I was out in a separate video talking about the prices of eggs. Have you seen egg prices lately? Don't look. Seriously. It's not worth it. Don't even look at them, okay? Don't even look. You'd be better off buying yourself a couple of chickens. I mean, seriously, just being real with you right now. Egg prices are nuts, absolutely crazy right now. So, by the way, not sure where you're located, but about, maybe a week or 10 days ago or so, an 18-pack of eggs, $8.99. Craziness. So, anyway, like I told my wife, Corey, if egg prices are ever that much again, don't buy eggs. We don't need eggs anymore, okay? We're not paying $8.99 for an 18-pack of eggs. Not worth it. I'm sorry, but I draw the line at that point, okay? It's crazy. Eggs used to be one of those things that was an affordable food. You can go out and buy a 12-pack of eggs for literally 99 cents, 89 cents even sometimes. An 18-pack for like $1.19. Do you remember this? It wasn't even that long ago. It used to be one of those foods that you could feel like, hey, I can actually afford quite a few meals here because I can buy a dozen or an 18-pack of eggs and it doesn't cost me that much, right? These days, not a chance, right? It's so expensive. It's just nuts. It's annoying. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just plain old annoying. So anyway, I want to do what I can to help you out in any way that I can by keeping you updated and, of course, just being here for you as your daily advocate. So please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. If you want to hear more rants like this, then by all means, go back and check out some of the other thousands and thousands of videos. You're sure to fall on some of them at some point. There's plenty of them out there. But otherwise, I do my best to find all the information, to find everything that's going on out there, and to break it down into these short videos to help you out and, of course, to keep you informed of what's actually going on, not all this fantasyland business that they all talk about that isn't reality. Anyway, I'm here for you. I'm a realist, and I want to bring it to you straight. So anyway, enjoy your day. Subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again later in the next